My dear students of 10th class, Assalamu alaikum. We are going to read a poem today and its title is Peace. Let's start. These are the learning outcomes of this lesson. After completing this unit, students will recognize imagery used in the poem. Imagery is the picture which the mind creates. The poet has used some specific imagery in this poem. You must be able to recognize what type of imagery is used in this poem. Illustrate the kinds of pronouns. Make and use present and past participles. Illustrate the use of gerund phrase, infinitive phrases, and prepositional phrases. All these topics will be discussed in exercise. Paraphrase and summarize the poem and write an account of a natural disaster. Let's read the poem. The wind is now a roaring, smashing monster of destruction. Roaring, the high-pitched voice of lion is called roar. Smashing means to break something violently. Wind is sometimes like a monster of destruction. Monster, bala. It behaves like a monster and it breaks everything. It roars like a lion and raking all man's work. Rake, is an instrumental tool, which is it's like a stick, which is used to clean or to collect the extra dried leaves from some lawn to clear the area. Similarly, wind is working like a rake. It is collecting the extra materials, leaves, small pieces of pages, lumps of soil, and more things like that from valleys and from vales, collecting them, then sends them spinning, broken, flying. Then she collects all things and spin them. I think we have experienced this type of scene in our climate also. When there are dust devils and dust storms, जोर जोर की आंधियाँ आती हैं, तो क्या होता है कि इसी तरह से leaves and small pieces of pages and shopping bags and dust, ये सब मिलकर जो है spin करते हैं, violently circular movement करते हैं and break into smaller pieces and fly towards the sky. But all of that is not its core. Core means inner part. But inner self say wind is not that much cruel or harsh. Its center is in truth. It is true from within. Eternal stillness. Sometimes it is very peaceful, still, and silent. Bright blue skies. When sky is blue, it means there are no clouds, no storms. Everything is placid and peaceful. Then the wind is also peaceful. And all you hear are gentle whispers. Whispers, to talk to someone in a very low voice, जिसे हम सरगोशियाँ कहते हैं, which is not audible to the person who is at a distance. Far away and unimportant. And now this is another phase of wind. Sometimes it is like very gentle phenomenon which is whispering, and sometimes it is roaring. So it is a true thing. Sometimes it gets violent and sometimes it gets very peaceful. I have explained the poem to you, and here is the summary of this poem. I give a quick read of this summary. Peace is a metaphorical poem. We have studied in detail what are metaphors. I think now you can understand what is a metaphorical poem. And it is written by Dr. Hertzman. In this poem, the poetess describes the positive and negative aspects of wind. Sometimes it is destructive, like a monster. It roars and breaks things apart. It rakes everything made by man. Its destruction spreads over buildings, crops, and valleys. It spins everything. The disaster caused by this wind is widespread. Then the poetess shows the other face of this wind, which is soothing and gentle. It is peaceful and silent when the sky is blue and bright. This is the true face of wind. R.W. Emerson said, adopt the pace of nature. Pace means speed. Her secret is patience. This poem is giving a lesson that there is not all evil in anything. यानी हर चीज़ में सब कुछ बुरा नहीं होता. Everything has some positive aspects in it. Find that positivity, feel it, and learn to appreciate it. It is also told through the words of this poem that we have to experience storms in order to enjoy more in peace. The value of a good side is better realized when we see its opposite evil side. It means अगर सब कुछ पीसफुल और प्लेसेड और काम ही रहेगा तो हमें उसकी वैल्यू कैसे पता चलेगी. किसी चीज़ की वैल्यू उस वक्त बेहतर पता चलती है जब हमें उसकी ऑपोजिट साइड भी नज़र आती है. ये ऐसे ही है जैसे जब बहुत हार्श कंडीशंस और सिचुएशंस से गुज़रना पड़ता है तो अच्छे वक्त की कदर ज़्यादा महसूस होती है. This is the message which is given in these lines. Albert Einstein said, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. This is your exercise. Pick out the words from the poem which mean the same as the following. Extremely noisy. This is roaring. Roaring is the high-pitched voice of a lion when he yells. To be broken violently and noisily into pieces. This is smashing. To make something level by using a rake. It is raking. To make something turn rapidly round and round a central point. Spinning. Lasting or existing forever. This is eternal. Lafani. To speak or say something quietly using only one's breath so that only the people closest to one can hear. And it's whisper. And now you're asked to give synonyms of each of following words. Roaring, it's howling. Smashing is crashing. Spinning is rotating. Stillness is silence. And core is center. Which word in each pair below has the more positive connotation to you? We studied about connotation in previous lesson, and we studied that some words have positive feelings with them and some have some negative feelings with them. This aspect of feelings is called their connotation. Here are some pairs of words and you are asked to select the word which is more positive in its connotation. Thrifty and penny pinching. Both of these words mean a person who does not spend too much. But thrifty is a person who spends carefully, who is careful in money matters. And penny pinching is a person who is mean, selfish, miser, or a sense of stinginess is there in this word. The difference between kafayat shar and kanjus is similar difference here. That thrifty is a person who is careful, who does not spend lavishly, he spends carefully. But penny pinching is a mean person. So, thrifty is a positive word. Pushy, aggressive. Aggressive is a person who tries to attack the other person in his anger. But pushy is a person who is headstrong, but he is somewhat ambitious. His aggression directs him towards his ambition. So, pushy is a positive word. Politician and statesman. Both of these words mean siyasatdan. But statesman is a person who is skilled, experienced, and a respected and honored person who runs the affairs of state in a smooth way. But politician, हम पाकिस्तानी तो पॉलिटिशियन के वर्ड को बड़ी अच्छी तरह समझ सकते हैं, जो सियासतें करते हैं. So this word is negative, politician. And statesman is a positive word. Chef and cook. Both these persons cook something or prepare food, but cook is a person who just prepares or cooks a food. But chef is a degree holder person. He is a trained, experienced person, a professional. So, chef is a positive, more positive word. Slender and skinny. दोनों का मतलब होता है बहुत पतले, smart. But slender is beautifully and gracefully smart people. And skinny are too much skinny or weak. And thin. Yes, thin people are called skinny. So, beauty and grace is found in word slender. Choose the appropriate connotations. Again, 1. Which would you rather be called? आपको क्या कहलवाना अच्छा लगेगा? Thrifty or cheap? I have explained the word thrifty to you in the previous exercise. So thrifty. I would like to be called thrifty. अब cheap कहलवाना किसे अच्छा लगता है? 2. Which is more serious? Problem or disaster? Problem is just a problem, an issue or a masla. And disaster is a big issue. Tabahi. That is more negative, more serious disaster. 3. Which is more polite? Sip a drink or gulp it? Sip a drink is a very nice gesture, and gulp means to swallow a thing with full mouth, full open mouth, and also making some sounds while eating or drinking something. So, sip a drink is a polite word. Polite phrase. 4. Which would you be if you had not eaten for several days? बहुत दिनों से कुछ ना खाया हो, तब क्या होंगे? Hungry or starving? Hungry is भूखा and starving is फाका ज़दा. Of course, बहुत दिनों से ना खाया. Hungry तो 2 hours back भी खाया हुआ अगर feel करे तो hungry होता है. And starving is a person who is hungry for many days. 5. Which would you be after a walk in the mud? मड में जा रहे हैं, फंस गए हैं, वहाँ से निकल के अब क्या कहलाएंगे? Filthy or dirty? Dirty is somewhat soft word, कम गंदा. And filthy is गलीज, बहुत ही गंदा. Very cheap feeling comes with filthy. But mud is just dust or soil, and हमारे यहाँ चूँकि मिट्टी को वैसे भी इतना गंदा नहीं समझा जाता. सो अगर सिर्फ मड ही है और उसमें कुछ ऐसा गंदा नहीं है, सो डर्टी इज बेटर. And here are some proverbs. Explain the following idioms and find their Urdu equivalents. Muhavrat are used in English also and in Urdu too. So we are going to find the equivalents of these English idioms and proverbs into their Urdu equivalents. 1. It is of no use crying over spilt milk. And it is in Urdu, अब पछताए क्या होत जब चिड़ियाँ चुग गई खेत. 2. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can do today. आज का काम कल पर मत छोड़ो. 3. Out of the frying pan into the fire. आसमान से गिरा, खजूर में अटका, एक मुसीबत से निकलकर दूसरी में चला गया. 4. Out of sight, out of mind. आँख ओझल, पहाड़ ओझल. यानी जो आँखों से दूर हो जाता है, नज़रों से दूर हो जाता है, वो फिर दूर ही हो जाता है. 5. As you sow, so shall you reap. जैसा करोगे वैसा भरोगे. And these are answer the following questions. If you have fully and truly understood the poem and understood it in detail, I think it is easy for you to answer the questions. Let's have a look at these questions and answers. 1. How is wind described in the first stanza? Answer is, wind is described as a destructive force in the first stanza. It roars and smashes everything. 2. With what wind is compared in the first stanza? It is compared with a monster of destruction. 3. What is wind doing to all man's work? It is raking all man's work. It collects the broken leaves and branches, then spins them. 4. How does the scene look like when wind is still? Answer is, when the wind is silent and storm subsides, the sky is blue, bright and calm. Of course, कोई clouds नहीं है, कोई storm नहीं है, तो sky भी calm and placid लगेगा. 5. What comparison is made in second stanza? In second stanza, the wind is compared with something gentle and placid. Its pace is spreading over blue skies and it talks in whispers. 6. Explain its center is in truth. It means the wind is true in its nature. It is sometimes harsh but sometimes calm and soothing. Its true face is visible to all. These are kinds of pronouns. Identify demonstrative, reflexive, and interrogative pronouns in the following sentences. We have read in previous lessons what are pronouns, and these are 3 different kinds of pronouns: demonstrative, reflexive, and interrogative. Let's revise what are they. Demonstrative, as the word shows, it means the pronoun which points towards something. किसी चीज़ की तरफ इशारा किया जाए या किसी चीज़ के बारे में बात की जाए, which, that, who, that is called demonstrative pronoun. Reflexive pronoun is the pronoun in which the subject and object of a verb are usually the same, and this pronoun ends with self or selves. Like I is pronoun, personal pronoun, and myself is its reflexive pronoun. He is a personal pronoun and himself is its reflexive pronoun. So this self and selves, yourself, themselves, ourselves, these are called reflexive pronouns. And then interrogative pronouns, as the word shows, interrogative means to ask something. The pronouns which are used to ask something, they are called interrogative pronouns. Now let's do this exercise. 1. Hand me that hammer. मुझे वो hammer पकड़ाओ. That is pointing towards something, so it is demonstrative pronoun. 2. I saw myself in the mirror. Myself. This is reflexive pronoun. 3. Who is there? Question. So this is interrogative. 4. He himself will be our new friend. Himself. He himself. Subject and object. Both are he. So himself is object and he is its subject. This is reflexive. 5. Is this your teacher's book? This, ye. This is demonstrative. 6. Which is your pen? This is a question. That's why it is used as interrogative pronoun. Imagery. The use of vivid or figurative language to represent objects, actions, or ideas is called imagery. In other words, imagery is a picture created by the mind. The poets and poetesses, and also the writers of prose also, they use some typical imagery in their writings. In the real world, we have some limitations regarding imagery, regarding scenery, and regarding happening of different events. But जहन से तो आप कुछ भी सोच सकते हैं. जहन में तो कोई limitations नहीं होती, कोई limit नहीं होती किसी चीज़ की. So sometimes these writers and poets create this type of imagery which is not there in real world. And this type of imagery is related to our 5 senses. The imagery which attracts our vision, sight, that is called visual imagery. The imagery which is related to some hearing, sense of hearing, that is called auditory imagery. Tactile imagery is related to sense of touch. Olfactory is related to sense of smell. Suppose the poet is saying something about flowers and the fragrance which is coming out of them. There he is using olfactory imagery. And gustatory imagery is related to sense of taste. And in next question you are asked what type of imagery is used in this poem piece. The poetess has used visual and auditory imagery in this poem. She says the wind destroys, spins everything in valleys which creates messy images in our minds. हमें जहन में आता है ना कि सब कुछ डिस्ट्रक्टिव है, तबाह हुआ है, बिखरा हुआ है, broken trees and messy valleys और सब कुछ spin हुआ है. ये कुछ visual images हमारे जहन में create करता है. That is why this is called visual imagery. And when wind roars and whispers, कभी वो roar करती है जब वो harsh होती है और whisper करती है जब वो calm and placid होती है. So this is related to sense of hearing. This is auditory imagery. This is present and past participles used as adjectives. What are adjectives? These are the words which describe a noun, which qualify a noun. That is called an adjective. Present and past participles. Present participle is ing form of verb. Sometimes it is used as verb like I am playing. In this sentence, playing is used as verb and it is showing that this is a continuous tense. But this ing form is sometimes used as a gerund, as we have studied in previous lesson, and sometimes it is used as an adjective. And past participle is ed verb form. I played. Here, ed form of play is showing, it is a verb and it is showing that the action is done in past. But this ed form is not always used as verb. Sometimes it is used as an adjective. How? There is an example for you that I was interested because the movie was interesting. This is basically the difference between past participle and present participles as adjectives. Present participle is used to describe the feeling which the noun arises in us. Noun जो feeling हमारे अंदर पैदा करेगा, उससे जो word बनेगा, जो describe करेगा उस feeling को, वो एक adjective होगा ing form के साथ. While past participle is used for a person who receives feelings. और जो person feeling को receive करेगा वो past participle के साथ use होगा, यानी उसमें ed form use होगी. Like in this sentence, I was interested. मैं interested था किस चीज़ में? मूवी में. Because the movie was interesting. क्योंकि मूवी interesting थी. Now interesting is adjective of movie because movie is noun and adjective is interesting. And interested is past participle and it is related to I. मैं interested था and it is used as adjective here. When we will do the exercise, you will be more clear about these adjectives regarding present and past participles. Choose appropriate participles. Now, each sentence has two parts, or there are two sentences in each number, and two options are given, and we are asked to select the right option where past participle will be used as adjective and where present participle will be used as an adjective. A. The movie was really dash. Movie is a noun and वो हमारे अंदर एक फीलिंग अराइज कर रही है. जो चीज़ फीलिंग अराइज कर रही है वो मूवी है. सो यहाँ प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल यूज होगा एंड दैट इज इंटरेस्टिंग. I thought it was a good lecture, but I wasn't very interested or interesting in the topic. And the person who is receiving that feeling, वो मूवी वाली बात और है, बट इंटरेस्टिंग और इंटरेस्टेड की बात हो रही है कि जो पर्सन इंटरेस्टेड और इंटरेस्टिंग को रिसीव कर रहा है उसके साथ हम पास्ट पार्टिसिपल यूज़ करेंगे, एंड दैट इज़ इंटरेस्टेड. मैं इंटरेस्टेड नहीं था. अब मैं कहूँ आई वॉज इंटरेस्टिंग, तो मैं तो खुद इंटरेस्टिंग हो गया ना. मैं तो एज अ थिंग, एज अ नाउन इंटरेस्टिंग हो गया, बट मुझे अपना एक्शन और रिएक्शन शो करना है कि आई वॉज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. सो जो पर्सन फीलिंग को रिसीव करेगा वो ईडी फॉर्म के साथ आएगा. 2. A. Our town is so dash boring. There is nothing to do here. Now this town is noun and this is arising a feeling. So this will come with ing. Town बहुत boring है. So B. Are you already dash bored or boring? With that came. Now here is a person who is receiving that feeling. So it will come with bored. Are you already bored with that game? 3. A. Have you heard her laugh? It is so dash annoying. So it is all about laugh. The noun laugh is arising a feeling. So it will come with present participle. It is so annoying. B. I'm really annoyed or annoying with one of my coworkers. Now I am there to receive the feeling. So it would be past participle. I am really annoyed. 4. A. The city was damaged or damaging during the storm. Now the city is there to receive a feeling. So past participle will come here as damaged. B. The information was quite damaged or damaging to his reputation. Now this information is arising a feeling, and the noun which arises a feeling that comes with present participle. Damaging. The information was quite damaging. 5. A. This treatment is really great. It makes me feel so relaxed or relaxing. I am there to receive this feeling, so it is relaxed. It makes me feel so relaxed. B. I didn't like that movie. I thought it was too depressing or depressed. This movie is arising a feeling, so this will come as present participle. It was too depressing. And the structure of a sentence also tells you either it will come with present participle or past participle. Gerund phrase. We have studied about gerunds, and you know that gerund is ing with verb form, and the verb gerund is used as a noun in a sentence. And phrase, you know, is a collection of words. 3 or 4 words make a phrase. This is not a complete sentence, but a part of a sentence. So, gerund phrase, the phrase which works as a gerund. The gerund phrase includes the gerund and the object of the gerund, or any modifiers related to the gerund. In the following example, the gerund is bold and the gerund phrase is underlined. The student gathered signatures for increasing the hours of the library. Increasing is gerund, and increasing the hours is a whole gerund phrase. Got it? It means 3 or 4 words or words which are there in a phrase. The whole phrase works as a gerund. एक तो होता है ना gerund एक वर्ड है, एक पूरा फ्रेज gerund के तौर पे काम करता है. सो यहाँ पे हमें gerund phrase को आइडेंटिफाई करना है. Infinitive phrase, you know what are infinitives? To with verb, basic verb form. To with basic verb form is infinitive, and the phrase, some words which are used as an infinitive, which work as an infinitive, that is called an infinitive phrase. The infinitive phrase includes the infinitive and the object of the infinitive or any modifiers related to that infinitive. In the following example, the infinitive is bold and the infinitive phrase is underlined. Every cricket team has a captain to direct the other players. Now, to direct the other players, ये पूरा phrase एक infinitive का काम दे रहा है. To direct एक infinitive है, but हमें एक पूरा phrase identify करना है और एक पूरे phrase में कुछ words होते हैं, दो से ज़्यादा words होते हैं. So, हमें इस infinitive phrase को identify करना है, which is including an infinitive and its object. किसको direct किया है? Other players को. So, this is an infinitive phrase. And third is prepositional phrase. Similarly, the preposition, the phrase which starts with a preposition, and the whole phrase works as a preposition. That is called a prepositional phrase. The prepositional phrase includes the preposition and the object of the preposition or any modifiers related to the preposition. हमें ये देखने के preposition है और उसका object है, वो सारे words मिलके एक prepositional phrase बन जाएंगे. हमें उसको identify करना है. In the following example, the preposition is bold and the prepositional phrase is underlined. Samra could hear her sister snoring across the room. Across is preposition and the whole phrase across the room is a prepositional phrase, and room is the object of across preposition. Now there is your exercise. Identify gerund phrases, infinitive phrases and prepositional phrases in the following sentences. हमें देखने के कौन सा phrase कौन सा वाला है. 1. Maria fell over the cat. Over the cat. Over क्या है? Gerund है, infinitive है या preposition है? Over preposition है. So जब ये preposition से शुरू हो रहा है तो पूरे का पूरा phrase prepositional phrase है. 2. The strikers held a meeting to discuss the terms of employers. To discuss. To discuss. To के साथ verb form is infinitive. ये infinitive से शुरू हो रहा है, so this phrase is infinitive phrase. 3. After learning the parts of speech, the class began studying punctuation. Learning. Learning is not a verb here. In this sentence, verb is began. यहाँ पे learning ing form के साथ है, but as noun use हो रहा है. So, this is gerund. Learning is used as gerund here. So, gerund से शुरू होने वाला पूरा phrase gerund the parts of speech, because parts of speech learning का object है. This is a gerund phrase. 4. Will someone be here soon to open the door? To open the door. To के साथ verb form. This is called infinitive phrase. And door is the object of open. That is why this whole phrase is called infinitive phrase. 5. Talha visited Turkey while studying the history of Turkish art. Of Turkish art. Of is a preposition and the phrase is prepositional phrase. 6. Before putting too much effort into the project, you should get some guidance from your boss. Putting ing with verb form is gerund. So this is a gerund phrase. And also it is used as a noun here. 7. Does the captain want us to lower the sails before we enter the harbor? To lower. Verb form with to is infinitive and sail is the object of this infinitive. That is why this is called an infinitive phrase. And this is your task of grammar and composition. We have done pair of words till 60 and next 10 pair of words are there for you from 61 to 70. and they are at page number 178. And second task is paragraph translation, and 2 more paragraphs, 11 and 12, are for you to do for this week, and they are at page number 140. So this was your lesson. I wish may there be peace in this world, and may there be peace in your life, and you enjoy peace in every aspect of your life. Thank you.